ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries. Welcome to another day. It's Magic Monday again, and this is MagicBrad in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the World Nerve Center headquarters. And we've got my friend Stephen Hart, and he's got brought on a special guest that has some knowledge and wisdom that he wants to share, and I'll be the judge of that. But let me go to the green room and see if Steve is dressed. You dressed there, Steve?
Yeah.
Hi. Good morning.
Morning.
So you brought a friend with you, and
Yes.
bring him on here. Where did you meet this guy?
Online, and then we did meet.
Was it on one of those dating sites? Just kidding.
Did Brad tell you something I didn't know? I mean, did Tommy tell you something?
I'm gonna go get him. He's probably
please bring him in so he can defend himself.
Well, I put all those pastries and stuff back there, the digital pastries, and they got coffee, and he's probably pigging out eating them things. I got to go get him. Where is he? Tommy. Hey.
Hey, Brad, I told you no red M&Ms in my dish. I told you that.
That red dye. Are you at a comedy club? You got this brick background there.
It just matches my complexion. That's why I put it up there. It works well.
Guys,
and Steve, next time I'm going to swipe right. I promise you.
You guys willing to share how you met?
I'd be glad to. I've always known about Steve and pretty much his educational magic from years back. It was, how to take magic and do it as a presenter, as a speaker. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that years back, and I started doing it, connected with Steve somehow, somewhere on Facebook. And then we actually shared pancakes together one day up in Pennsylvania. So then we got to know each other, and we chatted here and there. And he's a good guy. I like him, and that's why I'm here today.
Yay.
Hey,
you're endorsed.
This is cool. I mean, thanks to Brad that we're able to do this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I like it a lot.
I got one of those love-hate relationships with the internet. It's amazing you can talk to someone across the planet, and then how come this thing ain't working? It's
amazing, though. It really is.
And now with the pandemic, we all get to do online magic. Tommy, are you doing some online shows?
No.
You refuse?
Not refused. You got to understand, if it's an effort for me, it's been the story of my life. And if I'm not getting anything from it, I won't do it. So I sat back and I spent the whole year redesigning my website, promoting myself in different ways, and just preparing myself when it opens up to be ready. And it's opened up here. So I'm having a great season so far. So
that definitely makes some sense. Are you doing more like magic gigs or speaking gigs?
Right now I'm doing more magic gigs. I'm focusing on it because the low-hanging fruit right now it gets a good cash flow. When you try to get the speaking, it takes some time to close it. So right now I'm just really focusing on getting cash flow, which is great. We all know if we do a good job in this business, we could always get cash flow going.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Steve and I were talking about, because sometimes there's these magicians that are out there and they're wanting to go full time, but they don't want to break away from that 9-to-5 job because they're scared and things. And I think that if you know what you're doing, I mean, some of these street performers, they can go out and they make a great living. Just go to a place where there's people and you're done.
Yeah.
That's a secret we don't share with everybody.
Yeah.
No, seriously. People have no idea how much money a street performer can make. In fact, people have no idea how much a guy on the corner that stands there with a sign can make.
Oh,
we'll talk about that, but they probably make less if they start doing magic.
I saw a guy in Austin, Texas one time. I was down for a convention. His name was Dan, the one-man band. And he had, cymbals strapped to his back and a drum, and his knees clanged, and he played guitar. He would take requests and play like Elton John's Rocket Man. And I have to tell you, the guy needed paper bags to take his cash out. He was making a substantial living. Let's put it that way.
No.
Tommy, have you done street performing?
Only at Music Fest and places like that where they set me up on the street. I was paid to be there, but I'm not a busking kind of guy. But I've worked street. I've worked the street.
I lived in Asheville, North Carolina for a couple of years, and I tried busking the street there. And I make enough for a hamburger and had to quit and go to lunch.
Yeah, it's a tough art to be able to accomplish. I did it for 3 years. I worked, but I was working inside of a festival marketplace, so I got paid $8 an hour. But then I threw my hat out, and that's how I made my real money.
Yeah.
And I would do like 6 shows a day, sometimes 6 days a week. It was tough, but I learned a lot. I really got good doing that.
Yeah.
All of this takes a special mindset, even just from entrepreneurship and self-employment, understanding how you have to think.
Well, in fact, it's interesting you brought that up, because when I was doing that 3 years as a street performer, this is the book that really changed my thinking.
Oh, sure.
I was using the principles in this book, and in fact, I just pulled this off my shelf this morning and was looking at it, and I was surprised how much of that I've actually used in my life. You know, it's become surreal. And he talks in the book about magnetize your thinking. So I got my magnet here. I magnetized my thinking so I can learn how to figure out to use these principles of focusing on what I want, because most people don't know what they want. And when I did, I got what I wanted.
Wow. That's nice. And you know what? It must be because you have a steel plate in your head, but that's good.
That's helpful, I suppose.
I really highly recommend this book, though. I'm sure you've all read it, you know.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich. And
by the way, Steve, are you selling that magnet by any chance on any one of your websites?
No, that's something I found online.
That's a beauty.
I converted it to the money thing. You know?
I like it. It's great.
Very cool. So, is there anything that either of you can share with some of the people that are, like I said, they love doing the magic, and they just don't want to break loose because they're scared? Any suggestions?
Let me just bring it to what it is. If you're scared, fear is okay. If you face the fear and find out why you're scared, everybody has a natural fear. I still to this day sit in my car sometimes, after doing 7,000 shows, wondering, what's it going to be like? Are they going to like me? We all have that. The idea is to just get through that initial fear. Everybody lives in fear. Think and Grow Rich has a whole chapter on fear and faith. If you have faith in yourself, you can't have fear, because fear and faith can't occupy the same place at the same time. So it's really just stepping into faith. But I will tell people, if you're an amateur looking to go professional, the number one secret I learned, and I talk in all my talks, is that you want to go into show biz. And 9 out of 10 people want to do the show because that's what they enjoy. But the money comes from the biz, the marketing, the sales, the promotion, right? We all love the show. How many people really love the biz? See, what I did early on was I got really into the biz, knowing that the biz gets me to the stage.
Sure.
The biz gets me there. So that's the biggest challenge people have, is they just walk around saying, I'm a professional magician. And that's fine. You can say you're a professional magician, but what does that mean? That you got a paycheck, somebody paid you to do a show, so you became a professional magician? I believe there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more to professionalism than just doing what you do. And that's my take on it. Is really, if it's a hobby and you're enjoying it and you want to monetize it, that's one thing. Go out, do a couple shows, go home. And if you really want to go professional, there's a lot more to it. There really is.
Yeah, I know magicians that are better than me as performers, but they couldn't make a living at it because they didn't know how to treat it as a business. You're right.
Right. Yeah.
I think a lot of general people, they immediately think that if I have a cheaper price, I'll sell more product. And when you're working on the stage, you only get paid when you're on the stage. You can't be lowering your prices, because pretty soon you go broke and spend a lot of your time. So it's about adding value and increasing your prices, or working in a marketplace that can actually afford to pay you. Like, I got a real good friend that does trade show work. He's very highly paid. He mentored with Joe Bauer. So he's a very highly paid trade show worker, where somebody will come in and they will undercut and say, oh, heck, I'll do it for $100. That ain't going to work.
Yeah.
So it's a business mindset for sure. I totally agree. The magic of business is, in fact, that's even our little graphic, isn't it? It's right there. Magic means business. It is about the business part.
When you think about it, phrases that you've heard your whole life, they make the most sense when I'm talking to other magicians about becoming a professional or making a living doing it. You hear the word starving artist, and some of the paintings that you see and the things people do and the guitar players that you meet who are just tremendously talented, yet can't afford to eat because they know how to play guitar, they know how to present themselves, they don't know how to get to the stage. Even selling your art, it's beautiful, but you got to find buyers. You got to do marketing, you got to do sales. And if you're an artist and you just want to be an artist, then hang your pictures wherever you can and don't worry about going into business.
Did you ever listen to or read Michael Lamar's Negotiating Higher Performance Fees?
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't.
That's a good example of that because he talks about the artist, that the artist is saying selling the painting, and they will say, I'm going to sell my painting for $50. And if the prospective customer goes, ooh, that's kind of expensive, then you say, well, that includes the frame. And if they still him and ha, then you say, well, that includes shipping. I'll mail it to you. But if they don't complain about the price, then you add it and say, and I'll put it in a frame for an extra $20.
Yeah.
If they don't complain, then I can ship it for an extra 15.
Yeah.
So understanding that you can negotiate all these fees, so you can get your money's worth.
That's another one of those secrets you shouldn't be sharing.
There you go.
I think it's okay to share the business secrets, but I think it's not good. Where are you on this, Tommy? Exposing the secrets. That's a thing I've got going with the revelation, people teaching the tricks.
He means the secrets of magic tricks.
Yeah.
You know what? My thinking about it right now is everybody dumped all their content when this pandemic hit. And I was saying to my wife all the time, everybody was just going on Zoom and dumping their content, just all their intellectual properties and just throwing it out there for free. And I said to my wife, I'm just going to stop this. I'm not giving anything anymore. I'm going to wait till I get my. So I just held out. I'm just that kind of a guy. In the beginning, I thought it was a great idea till I realized that everybody was going to go broke because when this opens up, you already gave out all your content. Now, I'm not talking about little pieces of content. They were giving out their whole programs.
Well, I'm talking about actually exposing the secret. To me, a lot of magicians, they think, oh, well, Penn and Teller did it, and everybody saw The Masked Magician, and you can find it anywhere on the internet. But they're not thinking about the poor people that are the viewers, that you're ruining the magic for these people. It's like telling a kid, hey, that guy over there with the red suit and the beard, that's your dad. It ruins the magic.
Yeah. You don't want to ruin anything for anybody. This might be a strange thing. I am not really in the magic community. I don't. I always used magic as a prop for me to do my comedy, and that's how it's always worked for me. I'm not a trained magician. Somebody showed me how to make a silk disappear, and I fell in love with it. But I realized I could just bring me to the game and use the magic on the side. And that's what I've done for the last 33 years. And I'll say it here. I don't know how to do a double lift. I always tell my friend Larry, I always ask him all the time, because every magician you ever meet, they want to see your double lift. And I'm like, I'm out.
I don't lift anything.
No hard lifting for me, Brad. So true. Yeah, but you know what? If you're out there, why would you want to ruin anything for anyone? You know what I mean? Why would you share a secret that's not necessary? It's not like sharing a recipe that somebody's going to improve their life with it. So that's save it, use it, have fun with it. That's another thing people don't think much about. It's just, we're all here to have fun. Don't get caught up in being a magician. Really don't. That's the one thing. That's why I stay who I am and what I do is I just want to go out and enjoy myself and have a good time. There's times my wife's sitting right next to me. I'll come home with a paycheck and I'll say to my wife, I can't believe they just paid me for this. Yeah. I just had the time of my life. And I mean that. It's like, cause I came from a big family. I'm one of 6 kids. Our kitchen table was insanity. And it was fun and it was boisterous and it was loud. And then I go into other people's family and I just click right in. I'm just there. Like I'm the uncle doing the magic show and then they're going to pay me at the end. It's amazing. So that's the approach I've always took. But why would you want to ruin anything for anybody? I mean, I don't get it.
I think they just don't understand because they are thinking about, when people are really in the magic community, and I'm not really big into the community either. I go to the SAM meeting here, but that's about it. Conventions, not a big deal. I'm more, my time was spent at the Convention and Visitors Bureau and meeting Professionals International and working.
There you go.
Stuff, trying to get the gigs. I wasn't really
That's the place to be. Exactly. That's where the business is,
Right.
not where the magic is.
You know, the magicians, we raised the monthly membership to $7. $7, you ain't.
That's 3 gigs.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a quick Magic Club story on why I'm not a Magic Club guy.
Okay.
My friend invited me to a Magic Club when I was early on, and he said, you got to bring a magic trick and you got to do it in front of the audience. And I said, that's fair enough. So I think I brought Professor's Nightmare or something. And I went up and I did it. And when I was done, some guy comes up and goes, hey, let me show you how I do that. And I was like, no, thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, they're always there to help and improve. Smoke their ego.
Or show me how much better you are than me.
I've traveled around a lot of the magic clubs around the United States, and
I'm sure you have.
And there are some good ones and there are some ugly ones, and so, but you're right. And currently, I really don't. I'm not active with the magic clubs. I was on the executive committee for the IBM for 3 years and served ahead of their membership, and I saw the organization struggling, and partly by what the story you just told. But there are other aspects of it too. But it's not just magic; it's all organizations struggle with things like that.
Oh, I was a member in a National Speakers Association. It's the same
thing.
When you think about it, the phrase that Quincy Jones used for "We Are the World" was the answer to everything. He had the greatest stars in the world come to his place, and on the door it said, "Check your ego here."
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like,
that's right.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder's there, Huey Lewis, Kenny Rogers, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. Come on, check your ego. We're doing this.
That's right.
And that's what has to happen all down the road with all these organizations. Check your ego at the door will change everything for everyone.
And it's the same thing when you go on stage, Tommy, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're not there for you. You're not the big show off. You're actually there for the audience.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Steve, that I studied with Zig Ziglar for years, and that was his whole thing. It was never about you. And the number one thing you have to focus on, I try to teach people in presentation skills. Even your message has to be about your audience. People don't even think about that. Your whole presentation has to be, people sit in your audience and they say, "What's in it for me?" And that's what you're supposed to be delivering, as we call it in the business, the whiffum. We have to deliver that. Why am I here talking to you? It's not about all my knowledge. It's how can my knowledge help you? So that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, just last week I interviewed Dean Hankey, and that's his whole thing about give.
Yeah, you know what? It's the law of reciprocation. This is what you talk about what you put out, you get back. So, what you focus on, you get more of. So if you focus on helping others, you'll get more help. It's a simple little process. But you know what? I've done masterminds on Think and Grow Rich for years. Every chapter in there, just the chapter on imagination, where he says imagination is the workshop of the mind.
Yes.
That changed my life. It really did. That, if you could imagine it, you can make it happen, So, yeah, that's about it, Brad, with that.
Well, let me pop your domain up here. I think this is right, isn't it?
That works for me. Yes. You spelled my last name right. Thank you.
I cut it in and pasted it.
Everybody.
Otherwise, when I saw it before, I was going, does that say chicken?
Yeah, it's Hilken. Everybody has always left the C out. So I used to say to my father, why didn't we just get rid of the C? Why did we just make my life easy? Everybody's like, oh no, you left it out. So then I actually didn't have TommyHilken.com for a long time because until the internet started to change where they would pick it up and say, did you mean? Because if I said TommyHilken.com, HILKIN, HILKEN, never spelling because the C, no one ever realizes because why is there a CK in there? It makes no sense. Why do you need a CK?
Yeah, my last name is Goodim, Gudim, and when I tell them it's Gudim, they pronounce it Guidium. And
yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it, so I go with MagicBrad. It's just easier.
I have to admit, Hart is not my real name.
Oh, wow.
It's my mother's side of the family. My real name is a German name, and I had people trouble spelling it and pronouncing it when they introduced me, so I took Hart as a stage name. Yeah.
That is wise.
Steve Schnitzel was taken. That would have been a great name, Stevie Schnitzel.
You guys are too much. You're a lot of fun, I'm telling you. So we've gone for 20 minutes. I'm going to pull the curtain closed. We've gone for 20 minutes. I'll put you guys into the little green room. You guys can go back there and chat. There might be a couple of pastries left.
Yeah, hang around, Tommy.
All right, cool.
We have another combo. So appreciate you guys.
man.
Thank you, Tommy. And thank you, Mr. Steve.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. There you got it. His name is Tommy Hilken. Looks like chicken. Doesn't taste like chicken. Oh, and by the way, here's our friend Steve Hart. If you're looking for some information, he's got a real cool little store for those of you that are just getting started in magic and you want to learn a few things. It's the dollar store magic trick. So you don't have to break the bank and you can learn a little magic from Steve-O. So that's all I got for you. I'm going to sign this one off, beam it up to the universe. Peace, love, and happiness. This is MagicBrad signing off. Be good, be kind, be nice, be safe. Bye. See ya.